Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a Vtuber, and I'll be going over episode 7 of Gundam GQuuuuuuX. A lot of stuff happens in this episode, so definitely keep your eyes peeled and rewatch it if you need to, because it's pretty much the first major climax we've had so far, and seems to be a turning point as well for whatever happens next, so definitely exciting stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So in the beginning, we have, let's see. We essentially have Machu piloting the GQuuuuuuX. She's like, what the hell's going on? There are times when the spawn point at the last minute, but never inside the colony. So they're fighting inside the colony. Organizers say they can outwit any MPs lying in wait, but I don't know, man. So it looks like these are like the underground tunnels and stuff that they're trying to navigate. It's like, what's wrong? Why do you stop? They started Minovsky particles on both kids as well. We see that Machu is working with Nyaan here. And now we got to a flashback when they met at the shrine. They found Shuuji's hideout. And we surrounded by tomorrow's. I gotta get hold of the space guy before that happens and help Shuuji escape. And in a way, you can see Nyaan's pretty depressed here. And she's like, Machu, are you in love with Shu-chan? Then they kind of are working together here, where they switch places. Where Nyaan is going to pilot the GQuuuuuuX while Machu is trying to get the money needed for the ship they're going to use to escape, or at least let Shuuji escape. I guess yeah, it's a pretty important conversation because it changes their whole relationship. And then you see that a lot of the MPs are flying around, and the officer was like, oh, the MP officer seems to be usually busy today. But yeah, they got hold of some clan bat intel, supposedly. It's an illegal battle sport using mobile suits. You see that Machu's mom's there. And then there's a meeting with Lady Kycilia, who's meeting with President Pergamino. Things never went this smoothly under previous Ring administration. Humble to a host her. Let's get to the point. And they're trying to do the sunlight amplification system for global environment improvement. So it's their solar array project. We express our support for the solar array concept, which aims to restore Earth's devastated environment. Second. Okay. It looks like you see Mirai's fiance here. They want to oversee the construction process. We'd love to share some of the responsibility as well. Of course, I appreciate your reassurance. And then he's like, Azabi woman bowing down was such a sight to see, wasn't it? Because I guess they're known for their pride. Zenon was supposed to have a monopoly over space, but unfortunately they're struggling financially. I guess they don't have enough money. Initiating conflict with the Federation seems like an extremely rash decision. But what could they possibly hope to achieve by assembling, let's see. One second. Assembling a budget large enough to bankrupt an entire nation. So, in a way, they're still going to solar array, which is that huge colony beam. Very similar to what happened in the original Gundam. So we'll see if that's the case or not here. And it's like, oh, they're cracking down clan battle. And then looks like, why do they do that? You do know we make a ton of money managing it. So in a way, that's one of the sources of the colony's money is the clan battle, probably through like betting, ticket sales, all that sort of thing. There's a quiet commotion. Something about this place doesn't smell right. So it looks like it's like, oh, something suspicious is going on. And then we get the title of Machu's Rebellion. I feel like it's based off like Char's Rebellion or something. I feel like it's definitely based off something, so yeah. And then the people on the ship are like, why is there all the MPs going around when Lady Kycilia is about to make her visit? Where did Commander go? He's out, and then you can see that their opponents are here. Who are the cyber new type, and then the other guy with her. And then you can see that we leak information to lure the MPs out of the colony, so that we'd be the only ones left. So they try to lure them out. They disperse Minovsky parts all over the colony. Whatever. And then you can see that this lady, Do really likes to smell Minovsky particles. So she's really has the new type sensibilities. It's fun. And then you can see that Shuuji notices that he's with Nyaan today. Like, and he's like, oh, it's fun. It's kind of different. Let's see. Nyaan today. It's an point in alleged smuggling operation. She says, oh, I can't stay in the colony either, and says that their plan is the three of us will meet up. We'll head to Earth as soon as we meet up with Machu, right? And she's concerned about the smuggling. It's like, well, I also have to leave too. I can't stay in the colony as well. Which is understandable because of refugee status. She's trying, no matter what happens today, Val, don't leave me. Which is understandable. He's kind of like their connection between Nyaan and Machu. I don't get it, but okay. Stay with me today. And then you can see now they're starting the fighting where they're going against the mobile armor, which is the Cyber Gundam. Or sorry, Psycho Gundam. And see that the people who are the harness are being told to pack up. Because you can see Machi is trying to take all the money that they earned. Grateful to have the chance to spend it. And then she's caught by Anki. By the way, would you mind telling me a little bit about the pilot? Well, and then you can see that Shalaray knows there's two of them, which means that he also knows that Nyaan exists, and that's why she figures, oh, the person in the GQuuuuuX is the courier, right? And you see that Machi is kind of panicking. It's like, why would go where there's so many people? So strange, right? So they're like confused, like, don't have any time for you, because it looks like they have plans too. And yeah, you get to see the Cyber Gundam fight. It's actually pretty cool. Oh, sorry, Psycho Gundam. Sorry, I keep saying the name. Psycho Gundam. But yeah, it's pretty cool because it's just essentially it's a big more mobile armor. It's kind of crazy. Like, what is that? And then you can see that the ship is preparing to attack. And then you see that Machu has a gun. It's like, I used to think you're pretty awesome, Anki. And then Anki's like, you should be smarter than you are. And then she's like, oh, you don't have the guts, getting your hands dirty and all that stuff. So throwing away everything over a man, that's pathetic. Not over a man, it's more about the whole Kira sensation. She feels free with him, which is not really love. It's just more, she wants that connection, right? It's a bit different. And then you can see that she shoots and hits the wall, and then Anki's like, whoa. And then she's like, you're the one, Anki, you told me to clear my mind, just go for it. And then she runs with the money. And she's like, I hate grown-ups, which is understandable because of her bad experiences with her parents. And they see Anki's like, she's a stupid girl. Because, you can't go back now. Yeah, so she couldn't stop her. You can see that they're, let's see, the Psycho Gundam is now trying to making its progress, and looks like some MPs are still in the colony. They can't make it where we're supposed to be Machu, so they're trying to meet up. But because she's getting chased by the MPs, and then they kind of slide under this bridge or road right here, and let the MPs pass them over. The Shuuji and I can keep running away. She's trying to hold on to him. And then you can see that, and then you can see that they're trying to get engaged on each other. It's like, what about you now, and what do you think of him? I don't know if she gives an answer here. Then you can see Shuuji noticed something. It's like, the rose is awakening, the Gundam is saying. So something's happening. It's the mentioned rose that's been referred to throughout the series. You can see that she's trying to hold on to him. It's like, leave Machu and the Gundam behind us. And let's get out of here. You see that she's definitely trying to make him stay. And he's like, where? I don't know. But let's go somewhere where we can be free. I guess I'm surprised she didn't mention Earth, but I guess they have other places they can go. But then the Gundam is reacting. And then it's forcing her to let go of him. And they have the whole mini Zeknova that's created by the Gundam itself, the Red Gundam. Noski particle phase reversal detected. nonsense. How could we take place here? Because only looks like only the Red Gundam can do it. And they see that Du is kind of freaking out because she could sense the Zeknova occurring. And then she's kind of going berserk here. It's like, what in the world's going on? Like, oh man, they're terrorists, and where's the security? You see that she could, Lady Kycilia is a new type, so she could hear the sound of the Kira. You can see that the light's still shining, and he's like sort of going off on his own here. He's going with the Gundam. And then you can see that he kind of leaves without her, essentially. And she couldn't hold on to him, and he also left behind his robot as well. And then you can see that this guy who's working with Du is like, hey, you gotta get a hold of yourself. Like, damn, I can't depend on the Murasame lab. So he's like, oh man, she's unreliable. And she's like, the Kira is fading away. So, and she's not really happy about that, of course, because it's something that she enjoys experiencing. It looks like only the Red Gundam can do it for whatever reason. And she kind of goes crazy. All her armor comes off her mech. And she destroyed all the MPs. It's like, can you handle them? And then she's blocking the lasers and stuff. You see that Machu's trying to reach them. It's like, what's going on there? GQuuuuuX, what's it doing here? Where's Nyaan? She's trying to find her. And then you can see that, I don't know, it feels like, I think, what happened here is that, Nyaan, ran away, which is why she can't find them. And also somehow she may have led the mobile police to Machu. They put everything down, everything occurring slowly. And then they get her identity of her being a high school student. Don't resist. And I'm like, I'm not a terrorist. And then the Gundam is moving. And then they also shoot her bag, so she lost all her money. But she enters the Gundam to escape from these guys. And then you can see that this secretary with the Lady Kycilia, they escape to the roof. Looks like they're the communication's blocked by Minovsky particles. And they see that the Psycho Gundam has reached them now. And then they're trying to do what they can. And then the ship's there also trying to protect Lady Kycilia as well. And then Xavier comes in to help because he supports Lady Kycilia. And he has the new version of the Nyaan, which, I'm not gonna lie, actually looks kind of pretty badass here. It kind of looks a lot, it always was like the Lancer shield type, but for some reason it feels especially decked out here, which is pretty cool. It feels like more proper full armor. See that the Psycho Gundam is trying to fire, but then it gets shot down by someone else. You can see it's actually a Shalia that's attacking. He's using his new type powers in his little ship, which is pretty cool. And then the guy gets killed first of their opponents. And then the girl also gets killed next. And you can see she talks with him. It's like, and she's like, give me back the Kira sensation. And he asks her, are you artificial new type? And she says, we are the ones who are truly worthy of being new types because we evolve by our own will. So in a way, it's not, looks like it's through some sort of, rather than being forced to become a new type, looks like maybe this girl's an exception where she may have been voluntarily became a cyber new type. And they have a pretty cool battle with them fighting each other. But she does lose, and then she falls. Yeah, and then you can see that Xavier, she's like, they're rescued by, you can see that they're rescued by the commander's Kikaroga. He could do MOV maneuvers all by himself. So in a way, you can see that Shalia is just that badass. And you can see that Machu's trying to run away from the MPs. Like, where did the Gundam go? Where's Shuuji? She's kind of in like a panic mode, and she's just trying to find him, but she kind of goes berserk, kind of like how Do went berserk because of the Zeknova. And then you can see that Kycilia's like, you gotta calm down. So it looks like he shoots her, but not like in like a fatal way, because the Gundam itself isn't damaged. It could be like maybe like a mental attack, maybe. And then, but she feels the pain though. And then what's interesting here is that to catch her, Kycilia's Kikuroga actually transforms into like a mobile suit, which is pretty cool. He also has his own really interesting pilot outfit too. And you can see that he has plans for her. He's like, what does he say? You still have things left to do, miss. So he's like, okay. So it looks like it's definitely interesting that he's the one who gets her. And not gonna lie, it's a pretty cool moment. 2 terrorist mobile suits have infiltrated the colony and been shot down by a Zeon mobile armor. It's obviously it's wrong because, I mean, technically not. Oh yeah, nothing is not wrong because Kycilia did it. So I guess his Kikuroga is considered mobile armor, kind of like how the Psycho Gundam was also a mobile armor too. It's interesting. Shooting now under control and assessment of the damage is underway. Addition, authorities suspect that a group involved in illegal gambling activities known as clan battle. Let's see. Maybe connected to this act of terrorism. Reports indicate that suspects fled the scene using their mobile suits. Police authorities are actively searching for the whereabouts. You can see that they're entering that office. And then so you can see Machu's classmates are, she's now on the news as a terrorist. We have information that the suspect's father is a diplomat. They requested confirmation of the Side 6 government. And then you can see her mom's extremely shocked. You can see that Nyaan has ran away here. But then she's met by Xavier in the Nyaan. They found you. They found you. Aren't you the pilot of the GQuuuuuX? He's technically not wrong, but she's also technically not right because there's 2 of them. But he doesn't know that. Interestingly, I guess Kycilia is really a far stronger new type than Xavier is, which is noticeable because of how Kycilia knows that there's 2 pilots and then Xavier only knows 1. So he's like, wait a sec, I don't harm you. And then she's asking, are you telling me to come to Zeon? Person of great esteem wants to meet you. Welcome to Zeon. So in a way, looks like all the groups get split up. I must thank you. Your excellence is too kind. I need you to report to you next time immediately. Yes, ma'am. Looks like Her Excellency Chevy has arrived. So it looks like they're all being split up. And then he's asking, is it okay for me to leave the Sedan with today's work? We've proven that Charlie Bull is not a spy for the Supreme Commander. And then you can see that they have Nyaan here. Family or close friends agreeing to Zeon as well. And she says, like, I don't have anybody. They detected a Zeknova reaction in combat today, in the much smaller scale. And the Red Gundam has gone missing again. Only that, Lady Kycilia lost her life. Absolutely. At the critical juncture, Zeon teeters on a precarious balance. Any disruption to this balance could swiftly plunge us into a state of war. To preserve the peace we finally achieved, we must eliminate both Supreme Commander Giren and Her Excellency Kycilia at the same time. So he wants to kill them both for the sake of the Zeon, which is interesting to say the least. To repeat, military police authorities have launched a public investigation into the suspect, Amate Yuzuriha, so her real name. So yeah. And then for the preview, we get an introduction to the second half of the flashback. The 79 Earth Federation forces carry drop operation. Does Anne still have enough fighting strength left to stop it? Then you see Char again. So I don't know if they're because I don't think the flash will last the whole episode next episode, since we barely have any episodes left. So we only have 5 left, and the flashback takes up 1 4 to tie things up. I hope we could tie this up neatly, because we don't have much episodes left, to be honest, so we'll have to see. But regardless, yeah. But I think the most important thing is that, you know, Shuuji defeated the Psycho Gundam by himself, and also defeated the Psycho Gundam's ally. And then also we get the split between our main trio, Machu, Shuuji, and Nyaan, where Shuuji goes wherever the Red Gundam will go. Nyaan and Machu split up, where Machu is with Kycilia, and Nyaan is with Lady Kycilia and Xavier. So, in a way, it's definitely... what I think is going to happen is that after next episode's flashback part, we'll get a more of a time skip forward, where each of them are sort of developing in their own way. And then they will eventually reunite at some point when the Red Gundam comes back. So, that's the feeling I'm going to get, but regardless, it's... I don't know. Ideally, you want them all to get along well together, but the feeling I'm going to get is that everyone's going to be separated, and due to variety differences, there's no going back, essentially, from the relationship they had before. It's already kind of getting fractured anyway, and finally all the connections are cut off. Though I think Nyan's probably the closest to reaching Shuuji because she has the robot guy, just possibly, but I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride from here for sure. So we'll see. But yeah, and also in a way, Machu, she kind of gains her freedom, even though she's kind of locked up on the Sodon, which is the ship. She loses a lot of things in the process. She loses being a normal civilian. She loses her school life. She loses, in a way, her parents may be considered criminals. It's definitely a lot to lose, but in a way, she also may have freed herself from those restrictions as well. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, regardless, it's definitely a lot of interesting stuff. I'm looking forward to how things will go from here. And yeah. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care.